Hey everyone, so I'm just gonna make a quick video to show you some basics on crocheting and just go over some basic things for you and some basic stitches. These will be mostly useful for the zookeeper blanket, but they could really go with any crochet, and they're just kind of some basic things to know. So first I'll go over for the zookeeper blanket. We're going to be using the 5mm size hook. I also have this little purple one. You can see it all right. Let's try to get it focused. There we go, just a 5. That's a pretty basic size for crocheting, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with that, but I just thought I would go over it. And then the yarn we'll be using is a 4. And then this box will always show you the hook size you can use that's recommended, but for this project I think they're just using a little bit smaller one of a hook, so we get a little bit tighter stitch. But and then the 4, I have a lot of yarn, so I just thought I would show you, like, if you want a really fat yarn, 5 or a 6, and then even like skinny yarns are gonna be like a 3. So, and it just shows you the different hook size along with that. So, for this, I'm just gonna start with basic crocheting, and if you want, you can fast forward through it or just kind of watch and see what you need to know. So we're gonna start chaining, and so we'll start with a slip stitch. You're just gonna come under the first thread, grab the second thread, pull up a loop, and pull it tight, and there you go. That's all you gotta do to get a slip stitch, and then you'll just pull it. And when you're using hooks like this one, how it's kind of tapered at one side, you want to go to the tapered area with your loop. Otherwise, if you're up here, you're not always getting the right size, and it kind of can impact the tension on your stitches. So, and then chaining is just grabbing. So you always have one loop on your hook. You're gonna grab the thread, pull it through your loop, and pull up another one, and that's just one chain. So you'll see in patterns at the end of rows, it'll tell you to chain 1, 2, or 3, and that's just going to be doing exactly this. So you just got 3 little chains, and you can always count your chains by the V's that it makes. You just got little V's right there. So when you're ready to end a row, you'll just chain 1. So I chained 1, so I have 5. Yeah, I have 5. And then this is going to be the chain that gives me the height to go the next row. So that's why you chain up at the end of rows. So first I'll show you a single crochet. So the single crochet, you just go through the stitch, yarn over, pull up 2 loops, yarn over again, and pull through both loops. So I'll try to do that slower. So you'll go through, yarn over, so you have 2 loops, you're going to yarn over again and pull through both loops. And I'm just going to finish the row real quick, and we'll just do that. Bam! Done with that row. So I'll chain 1, and then at the end of the row you're going to turn your work. So just like that. And then you can see we have our different, the holes there are where we're going to go through next for the next row to do your next stitch. So this one I'll show you a slip stitch. Usually you do this to complete the row before you chain up. So, sorry, I'll show you that again. So you're going to come through the V. See, you're underneath the V right there. Yarn over, pull up 2 loops, and you're going to pull through the 1 loop you had. So this one you should only have 2 loops on your hook at a time. So this row I'm going to chain up 2 so I have enough height to do the next kind of stitch. So on this one I'm going to do a double crochet. So what you're going to do is yarn over, go through your stitch, so through the V, underneath the V really, but yarn over, pull up, so you have 3 loops now. Yarn over, go through 2, and then go through 2. So that's a double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, so you have 3, through 2, through 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, through 2, through 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, through 2, through 2. And you can see we have 4 stitches still. Oops. So then the next one I'll show you is the half double crochet. So I'm going to chain 2 again, turn my work, we have the 4 spaces. So half double crochets, you'll yarn over, go under the V, pull up a loop, and then you're going to yarn over again and pull through all 3 loops, just like that. So, sorry, yarn over, under your V, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. And one tip that can be helpful is you can mark where your first stitch is on each row, and it makes it much easier to tell where the last and first stitch are of each row. And then if you're counting stitches, you'll have the same amount each time. All right. Sorry, I gotta pull out some more yarn here. I don't know where my thread went. So then I chain 2, gonna turn my work, and now we'll do a triple crochet. So you're gonna yarn over 2 times. You'll yarn over 2 times. 1, 2. Then go underneath your V, pull up a loop, and then you're gonna pull off 2 at a time. So 1, 2, and then 3. And that's a triple crochet. So 1, 2, underneath your V. So, and this one, unlike the double crochet, you have 4 on instead of just 2. So 1, 2, 3. And I think I skipped one at the beginning of the row, so sorry about that. So you got your 4, 1, 2, 3. And it just makes a really tall stitch. Let me redo that so you can see it a little better. So for the triple crochet, I chained up more, so I chained up 3 this time. And then you're gonna yarn over 2 times, so 1, 2, go underneath your V, pull up a loop, and then you're gonna go through the loops you have 2 at a time. So you do it 3 times, triple crochet. 1, 2, 3. And you just, it gives you a really long stitch. So yarn over 2 times, through your V, pull up a loop, 1, 2, and 3. And you have your triple crochets. I like using this stitch sometimes on the baby hats. If the hat's getting too big, kind of cuts off the edge, so it doesn't get so big. Alright, and then I'll show you how to go in the back loop of your project. And this can give a more knit look to if you're doing a hat or your project sometimes. So for this one, I'll just do a half double crochet, but we'll yarn over, and instead of going underneath here, you're going to come in the middle of your V. So there's 2 loops, you're going to go underneath the back one, and then yarn over, pull up your loops, and there you go. And it just makes some extra texture to your project. So yarn over, through your back loop, pull up 1, and then through 2. Yarn over, through the back loop, see the back loop, pull up your loops, and yarn, there you go. it gives this ridge here to kind of give you some more texture. Right. Sorry, not sure what's going on with this yarn. Okay. And then one of the last skills you'll need specifically for the lion on the zookeeper blanket is you'll have to, well, the back loop is for the lion, but I'll show you this too. I think it's for the fish. It's going to be single crochet 2 together. Usually you'll see that written as a SC2TOG, but that's going to create a decrease and make it smaller. Usually with the baby hats, the first rows you're doing make it bigger and are increases. That's why you put 2 stitches in each hole. Versus with this, you're going to take some away. So I chained my 2. It's a single crochet. So you go through your V underneath, pull up a loop, come to the stitch next to it, go underneath the V. So you have those 2 kind of conjoined together, and then you'll yarn over through them so it makes it smaller. And I'll do that one more time. So under your V, yarn over, pull up your loop, come to your next stitch, under the V, pull up a loop, yarn over. And so see, then you ended that row with 2 versus we started with 4. So yeah, 4. So those are just some basic stitches that'll help you with this pattern. I hope this was helpful. And let me know if you guys have any questions.